Bro, yeah. That's scary.
You wanna film a video?
Of what?
Talking about our experience studying out of state.
I can say experience on having Wi-Fi at the house. Because that's how it was like. Feel broke, alone. Basically college life, bro. Isolated from the world.
Oh, she's like doing her nails right now. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my little sister.
I'm doing my nails.
Okay, I don't know if I'll focus. But it's cute, you can see like there's like different...
Tiffany said they look Barbie inspired, but...
Yeah, they do. We are going... Okay, it's not gonna focus. We are going to be talking about our experience of studying out of state. Okay, I hope this is not bad for their eyes because I know purple light is like actually really bad for you.
Really?
Yes, it's very high in frequency. Like that's why they say in the doctors and like dentists you're not supposed to look at it directly. It can be very damaging to your eyes. Yep. So I hope this doesn't like... It just looks like it's like neon light, right? It's like fine. Y'all be going to the close. I'm just kidding. We are going to be speaking about our experience studying out of state and advice we have for incoming freshmen that are leaving home, or just people who are like are in state but like don't know like what to think of it, or
college life, bro.
Yeah, college life. All right, let's get it. Let me have to get a seat though.
Damn, a seat.
Bro, I can't be like crouching. You're the one that's sitting. I can't.
I guess.
Exactly,
bro.
Sorry if you guys hear a lot of like background noise. There's a lot going on. First things first is we are going to talk about our background.
Your story.
Like, okay. Well, I guess I can kind of like speak for the both of us. I have to make notes out here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are both from the Bay Area. So proud to be here.
Yeah.
We are both first gen. We're Latinas. We're apostolics.
Mexican American.
Mexican American,
Cause
yeah.
like what we know.
Yeah. We came from a very competitive high school in a very, very, very affluent area, but we're from a low-income community, but we went to a school in a different city for the resources they have there. Excuse me, ma'am. You're fine, sister. It's like one of your... Wait, she's literally out of... Oh, I've never seen you like... Oh, it was this.
Yeah,
I thought it was
girl.
something else.
Be careful.
Cujo. 6 in 1. 6 in 1. What the heck do they put in that stuff?
I don't know.
Okay. I go to school in Pennsylvania at a university called Lehigh. She goes to school in Minnesota at a school called St. Olaf.
Yeah, you got it right.
Why would I get it wrong?
I don't know.
And now we're going to talk about why/how we got there. Okay, so I don't know about you, but for most of my entire life, or most of my life, I thought that I was going to stay in California. Like that was the goal. Like who wouldn't want to stay here?
Yeah.
You know? And then one day during COVID, a random email pops up on my inbox.
A random email.
No, bro, I thought it was a scam or it was fake.
Yeah, I know.
Like talking about full tuition scholarship. I was like,
Cause it was so random.
so random. And it was from an organization that I had never heard of before, and we're pretty like involved. That's another thing I should add on, like side to our background. Like we've always been involved in like college programs and just,
college
like,
success program.
yeah, college success programs. So the fact that I didn't recognize the name of this program, by the way it's called Posse, was like, I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. And I told my mom about it and she was like very optimistic. It was like, what? That's amazing. And I'm like, but is it? Because the colleges that they were offering were all like out of state, and I was like, what the heck? Like there's no way. But I went through the application process. It was very long, very demanding. It like took months.
Damn, my eyes hella red. ¿Qué hiciste?
Because this light is really bad for you.
My eyes aren't like that.
It's because I was crying. Anyways.
Oh! Could have just been honest this whole time, making me feel bad. But
Well, I was crying in the morning. I don't know why it's still going on. But also, like Leilani, I didn't really think much of it. Like I was trying not to stress out. But at the same time, I was like, this is a big deal. Buddy! How did you feel when you first got the scholarship?
I was like, I'm not gonna get the scholarship. It's not me, because Tiffany got that scholarship, and me and her are completely differently in terms of like academics, just because she puts in way more effort than I do, and I kind of like I put in effort, but not to the like extent that she does. So I feel like I just felt like, yeah, I'm not at the level of Tiffany. So can I be honest with like your grades and everything, or do you wanna like you get like all A's and stuff, or?
Oh, I mean, I guess.
Like she gets all A's. She's really out here like trying. Like she's a girl in the movies that like, you know what I'm saying. You know that one girl who you're like, damn, that's her. So and then I was like, yeah, that's not me. Like I'm the girl that like Loki's kind of cruising along. I mean, in certain subjects, because I'm the type of person who's more passionate. Like I put forth more effort in the classes that I actually like. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get a scholarship. When I got it and I was in an interview, I was like, okay, let me just practice. Like this is practice.
No, I kind of the similar way. Like when I was going through the process, because I was like, I want to stay in California.
Yeah.
I was like trying, but I didn't think like anything would actually come out of it. But it did. And now looking back, we're very, 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 very grateful and blessed. Like, bro. Yeah. Especially the fact that the 2 of us got it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Cause I ain't trying to be in debt. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, that's how this all happened. Literally due to a scholarship opportunity, which we are so grateful for now. Okay, now we're gonna talk about our mindset going into that state and that school and like what we expected.
I didn't even know my school was in Minnesota.
When did you realize?
Oh, once I got this the scholarship, I was like, wait, it's in Minnesota. But I was like, they're paying me hella money, so I'm going.
But is there anything you expected about the school? Like, what did you think Minnesota was gonna be like? St. Olaf?
I really, like, you know me, I'm like, I was surprised that I just went.
You didn't research anything? Like, no restaurants near it, like stuff?
No, I just researched the dorms, and I was like, this is giving me like back, like I don't know, like you know Miley Cyrus vibes, like the like those vibes back then, like I don't know, not hillbilly, but like.
But like her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like just like ranchero vibes a little bit, like
rancheros pero americanos.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't bad though. It was like it's chill. Like I was like, you're paying, like bro, if you're giving me that money, like literally I would fly across the world. Yes, like I'm not like for real. It's only 4 years of my life.
Exactly.
I'm getting a good education.
Don't worry.
Like,
yep. We will get to it, period. We will get to that, Miss Girl. Okay, for me, I thought it was gonna be like a Hallmark movie vibes. Like I was researching, I remember there
mine is actually what's it, Gilmore Girls? That's what people know it from. St. Olaf. I don't know. If you know the connection, you know the connection. If you don't, you don't. I don't know the connection either.
You know, you know.
But people always mention it.
That's cool. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like that, but I remember I was searching up like for Christmas they had, it was like, it's in Bethlehem, so it's like very much like Jesus for Christmas, like the David Star and all that. I was like, okay, I see what's happening. I thought it was gonna be both of our schools are private, which is amazing. And so I knew it was gonna be like a smaller school. I thought it was gonna be like a community, like I was gonna be challenged academically but supported at the same time, especially because of our scholarship. It's called Posse, which literally means like you go with a cohort of other students and like you have a mentor there.
And they're your posse.
Yeah. And I did hear that there was a little bit of a party culture, but I was like, psh, it'll be nothing, it's fine. Okay, once we got there, initially what did you think?
The weather sucked. I was like, what? And like just the vibes were different. It wasn't like home. Like of course, like I don't know, even like people who like 2 hours away, like it's completely different from my friends literally.
Oh really? Yeah. That live like 2 hours, like it's just so unique. Yeah, same.
But even going to San Francisco is different from here. It's only like 30 minutes or something.
That's so facts.
But yeah, it was really different. But I feel like for me, since my parents were there and all of you guys were there dropping me off.
I was already at school.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We were dropping off, we were shopping. It was like fun, you know.
I didn't remember anything.
And like it didn't feel weird. It was just like it's like you have to do it. Like it's not like an option, it's part of life. And so I've always said that like if my sisters can do it, I can do it. That's always the mindset I've had. So even when my parents dropped me off, like I didn't cry, which is surprising to me. I was like waiting, like a week passed by and I was like, why am I not crying? Like everybody was like, oh my god, I'm missing home, oh my god. And I was like, I thought I was gonna cry because I'm like usually like sometimes emotional. But surprisingly I wasn't. I think it's because I knew that like I could always call my parents. Like they always told us like, oh, just FaceTime us when you want to, like even if it's super late. Even if I couldn't like FaceTime them, I could FaceTime like you or tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. And I had like money in my bank account. Like that was it. Worst comes to worst, like bro, I you know? I got Uber on my phone,
Yeah.
so if I'm lost, like I can Uber there, like, you know?
Yeah. You had everything you needed to like survive.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
And I got
there's the cafeteria.
facial repellent, you know?
The spray.
Yeah. So if anybody comes
I was
to
gonna
me,
say setting spray, but like the.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Y si un loco trata de. No, my
Yeah.
sister's ready. Me, girl, I freaked out. I was like, where are we? We flew into Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck more because the humidity was worse.
The humidity was so bad.
It was terrible.
My school, when we first, it was like in a forest, which now that I'm in there, I'm like, oh, that's cute. But like when you're not expecting that, and then you see like deers and like hawks, I'm like, what is going on? And then
it's on top of a hill.
There's like hella stairs, yeah.
Like mine's on top of a hill, but like it's not always like, it's like straight like the rest, like the whole campus. But hers is like a lot of incline. Like, girl, no thank you.
In my school, it's known to like get like cabs there because they're just gonna get
I mean, if you want to.
if you take the stairs. A lot of people take the buses. I realized that later. I'm like, wait, you don't have to take the stairs. People take buses, but I'm like, I might as well if I'm here. Let's get a little workout in. There was lots of green, which my dad actually really loved. He was like, this is like heaven. Remember, there was like so much green, so it was like really pretty. And then I realized that a lot of people partied, like a lot of people. Do you remember when we saw like you remember that?
Sent me a video of this like guy who,
but
like,
do you remember when we were there, we saw like, you might have been sleeping. We literally saw like a rally of people. Like it was crazy. Crazy. And the part that we like had initially saw wasn't like, we saw like kind of like the sketchy part of the school, like the, not the school, but like the community was in. Now like when I go there, like totally avoid that spot, but like when I had first gone, I thought that was like everything. Like when I first saw, I just generalized it and thought that was what my entire like school was gonna be like, you know, but that's not the case. So now we're gonna talk about, I know that was like hopefully not like scary, but that's just like what we originally thought, what we initially thought going into it. Now we're gonna talk about how our perspectives and our mindsets shifted as time went on. And I forgot to mention, I'm a rising junior, she's a rising sophomore. We should have mentioned that in the beginning. But do you want to go or should I go? Oh, talk about like the location.
I've only been there for a year, so honestly adjusting to it was hard. Because I'm be honest, I spent most of the time in my dorm. Yeah, like I spent most of the time in my dorm.
Yeah, so, I mean, you don't gotta.
Well, the times that I did go downtown, it's pretty nice. Like a few stores.
You saw how to get around. You took a bus right to Target or something?
Yeah, I took a bus with from the posse. Like they were really helpful. Like, cause a lot of the posse members were really outgoing, and one of the members had like a car. So like sometimes she would take us to the city, which was really nice. Like we went to the Mall of America. I don't know. Yeah, I mean it was nice. It's like, but it's like when I always compare to home, so it's like.
And especially coming from California, bro, it's so hard.
But I think it's really, it makes you like, since there's so much nature, I feel like there's moments where you just are able to relax more because it's not as fast paced, and it just makes you like, if you go out more, like if you're not just inside, you just feel like, I don't know, you value like your connection, like, you know, you just like, I don't know, like you just like,
yeah, that's true, like the
earth and nature, everything, just you're just like, damn, like school doesn't really matter as much as I think it does.
Especially like the high school we came from, in like the area. But yeah, I thought similar to Lani, I was like, okay, wait, the nature's actually kind of nice. Like I could relax, like walking on my way to class, I would see a deer and be like, oh wait, like there's so much more to life, you know. Or yeah, just being able to go on walks if I needed to. But I would purposely choose like the flat part of my school. Like girl, I wasn't gonna go on a casual walk upstairs, like that wasn't happening. Like yeah, let me just go on a walk and like shh. No. I realized there was a lot of accessibility to stores. Like my school, it was actually really cool. When we had first gone as a family, we didn't know about this, but it's literally like in the downtown kind of area. There's like a Rite Aid, a CVS. Like,
Rite Aid? What's a
Rite Aid? Do we have some of those here? No? It's kind of like a CVS, but like not a CVS. It's like a smaller version. Rite Aid. Yeah.
Damn, she's already like from Pennsylvania.
Not even. I'm pretty sure they're Sears in California, but like they're really random. And then sometimes I would like go with friends once I actually started making friends, and they would like take us places. I wouldn't go out a lot, like girl, the first, especially as a freshman, you're probably gonna be in your dorm most of the time. Yeah, you know, like making friends who can like take you places, that want to take you places, is challenging. So you're definitely gonna be in your norm. So try to make it as cozy
I
as
honestly was
possible as
surprised
possible.
how people like became so like comfortable with each other. Like in terms of like they're already like, okay, like I feel like our families were like very independent. So sometimes in terms of like, I don't like, I see other girls my age who like immediately after a few days are like best friends. They're able to pass barriers where like they're so touchy with each other. They're already like hugging, they're like, oh my god, I love you. And I'm like, hold up. But like in my family, I love you, you don't easily say it. It has value.
Right.
If you just throw it around, you're like losing, like it's like, what are you doing? But that's when I realized that everybody's just different. They all have different personalities.
Yeah.
So then that was just hard for me. But I feel like I was able to, you know, make connections with a few people, and hopefully next year I'm able to make some good friends.
But even if you don't, you got us.
Yeah.
We're your besties. Yeah, I think, yeah, seeing people just be so different was shocking to me. Especially in terms of, we can jump into it, like kind of like social. For me, I knew that I wanted to be very, very patient when it came to making friends and like friendships, because we've just grown up valuing the relationship we make with others and like carrying them so deeply. Like our parents aren't the type to make friends
so
with everyone. Yeah. We're like so easily. So like that carried down to us. You know, like,
I mean, they're nice to everybody, but it's like there's only like a few who like they actually, I guess, are able to like have like a meaningful, like deep connection.
Yes. Yeah. So that carried down to us. Like I knew going into college who like I wanted to be, so I was like, okay, I want to have friends that have like similar values as me, or like similar mindset about like college, just about life, a bunch of stuff. And I saw that I think it's like, if you want to make friends in college, or like whatever level, like superficial, whatever, like if you want to make like surface level friends or whatever, like that's pretty easy. Yeah. Like you're there with like a bunch of people your age. Like girl, you can easily go to a party. You can easily go to someone's dorm.
Usually they have those friends because they don't want to eat alone. They're just scared to eat alone.
Yes. So those type of friendships, if you want surface level, that are gonna like probably like waste, you have to like expend so much energy just like being fun and being like that party girl, whatever. Like I knew I did not want to do that, even if that meant that, oh, then I'd be able to like have people to eat with. Like I didn't want to waste my time doing that, because it wasn't people who I knew that I was just going to connect with on a deep level. So I waited. Like my freshman year, I can confidently say that I did not make any friends. Like I was cool with people, but I didn't consider anyone a friend. It takes a lot for me to call someone a friend, and I didn't find that. For me, it wasn't until my sophomore year that I became close friends with someone, and she was actually a commuter. So she's from Pennsylvania. Her dad's a professor at our school, and I think because of that, like the fact that she would go back home, she just got reminded of real life and like what really mattered. And I feel like in college is literally a simulation. Like you're staying somewhere isolated with a bunch of people your age. Like all students really care about is their reputation and how they're perceived, so they're not really like in touch with like their true selves, you know. And so I feel like then it's hard to, if you're not even in touch with who you are, how are you going to be in touch with someone else? Like I was very cautious with who I chose to become friends with, especially because we're studying away from home. You just have to be very cautious with like your heart, like your mind,
your time too. It's like a lot of times people just like throw away their time, but it's like you're paying money for your education, for your future. Like think wisely.
And also to add on to people being different from you, in the beginning I was like, I cannot be around you, like no.
It's just your comfort zone. You want to be in your comfort zone.
Yeah, but I think after I was like, okay, it's okay if you're different from me, you know. Because in the beginning I feel like, especially like growing up like apostolic Christian, we've grown up with people who are very similar to us, like in terms of like our close community who we see every day. But I just kind of need to, like, you do your thing, I'll do mine. Yeah, I kind of learned to embrace that and not
judge other people.
Yeah, like we're all different.
Don't hold them to your standards. True.
Academics.
Also, something important that was very different about Minnesota, the weather.
Especially for her,
it snows a lot for a good amount of months. They're not, I mean, I knew it was gonna snow, but like walking on the sidewalks when there's snow on there, I'm literally walking like a penguin just so I don't like fall or slip, because it does happen. And I saw a lot of kids fall like walking to class, And like I don't want to do that because I'm scared I'm gonna break my back. Like I'm very fragile. I know this from experience. Literally I went ice skating the first time and literally I sprained my ankle. Yeah, not fun. Yeah, after that I probably like me and Snow, like no, we're not best friends. Like
it was
no.
so funny. She called it like at first she posted like 30 minutes before she left, like, oh, I'm going ice skating or whatever with my
super
friends.
excited with little smiley face.
Yeah, we're like, wow. No, I think I didn't even say anything because I was like, I had a feeling it wasn't gonna end well. I think my dad was like probably hyping you up or something.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh, she's going out with like
it's like
friends.
new experiences. Yeah.
And then I get a call like an hour later, maybe less, like I don't even know. And it's her literally in her room and your voice was like shaking.
I was like, oh my god.
She's like, yes, what happened? I was like, I just knew, bro. And then she shows me her ankle, it's all swollen. I'm like, boom.
Like swollen, like it's like
then it got purple.
Yeah,
like, it was fine, but then later when you sent me a picture,
like the blood, like you could like I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, like went to the nurse office and everything. Like
she has blizzards like there because it's right next to Canada. Like,
yeah, like literally the first day people were like, well, the first time it snowed, it was like, oh my god, it's the first snow day. And literally
bye.
I was like, I don't care. Like I saw snow for a second, I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and then
I was like, wait, it's really cold. The snow is like actually not that fun. Like
no.
Who's gonna be playing with the snow like right now?
Exactly. It's like you're walking through a dust battle.
Yeah, it's like not fun.
No, I remember people would be like, this winter is so bad, like I'm so sad. I'm like, girl, deberías dando brincos de júbilo right now. You should be thankful, girl.
Yeah, I mean it's cute and everything, but I feel like since we didn't go with it, like we just prefer home, like, you know. I can see why like the people there, like they really like it.
It's probably nostalgic to them.
Although like
anyway, okay, now we're gonna
the food too. You didn't even mention the food.
Oh, the food is a good topic.
Right.
Leilani's about to go off on this. Go off, sis.
Okay, no shade, but like my school only has one cafeteria for all the students, which is like so all there's like limited options, right? It even has way more options.
Very limited. Like everyone, her entire student body has to go to that cafeteria.
Yeah.
Imagine how packed that is.
And you have like everybody has to buy the meal plan. Like they have to pay for the meal plan. Like it's mandatory. So literally like I mean they have like a waffle station, which is cool. I haven't used it though because like
it's scary.
In the beginning there was a long line and honestly like I don't want to be spending time like waiting like by myself, like because I usually honestly eat by myself. So like but you can take it or go, which is nice. And like I mean honestly with all I like the chicken doesn't really have that much flavor, the pasta doesn't have that much flavor. But the good thing is I'm the type of person who like can eat like the same thing again and again, which is why I get like beans, rice to put Mexican like food, like honestly.
You get a salad.
Yeah, like I sometimes get some noodles. I started eating tofu, a lot of tofu in college.
Yeah,
which is really good, honestly. I liked it. So.
Yeah, pizza, cookies.
Yeah, and they give you the cookies, bro. I be getting 3 at a time.
And pizza,
of course.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times I be getting like 4 cookies because I'm like, ooh, for the next day and the next day and the next day. Well, who am I kidding? I'll finish them in like one sitting sometimes.
Her school also doesn't allow them to go in with backpacks.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy because at my school
and water. Actually, not. Before you couldn't bring water bottles in. I don't know if they changed the rule because they sent an email like, oh yeah, you can bring your water bottles to fill it with water. But I don't think they do that no more. I don't know. They would keep like making new changes. I don't keep up to date. You know, they're too much. They're too much.
That's like giving cogos.
I mean,
not even the water, dude.
No, you can't. And the water is different there. The water inside is way different than the water in the water fountain.
And in the dorm.
Yes, because let me tell you, girl, sometimes it'd be like metallic, like.
That was so funny. One time I brought water, like a water bottle from school, like filled with my water. And Lonnie was like, wait, let me try the water at your school, like what it tastes.
Yeah.
And she tried it. She's like, it's so much better than the one at my school. And that's when I knew. I was like, dang, Lonnie has it bad with the water.
That's why I have to like use the filter.
Yeah,
but like I'm too lazy to use it sometimes.
What, the Brita?
Yeah.
I don't use it. Yeah, I just
like I don't really.
Sometimes I really drink the tap water. Anyway,
because it's like not good.
Yeah. Okay, the food at my school is actually really good. The only thing is, it's uphill. Like you're hunting to get food. Like one time I posted a TikTok video of me like getting food, and then someone was like, "Wow, you're burning the calories you eat." Like that's what it feels like. Like you work to get food.
Yeah.
And then Melania would FaceTime her and she would see my school, like the options we have. And she's like, dang.
They're good options. And their seating was nice. Like it felt like a cafe.
Realizations you've had now after your first year. I can start us off. Like it's just difficult.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. You just have to accept it's difficult. But you also need to realize that it's going to be difficult anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends who have stayed in California and have had a really, 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 really difficult transition. So it's like, if a situation is going to be difficult for you, you might as well do it somewhere that's like just unique.
Yeah, new.
It's going to be challenging either way.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well full send it, bro. Like, and because it's far away, like Lani was saying in the beginning when she first moved, it's like, you know, you just have to get through it. When you're that far, I feel like that kind of helps you. You're like, I have to get through this. Versus if we were like 3 hours away, we're like, like, do I have to get through it? Like, technically, like, I don't want, like, I could just go home for the weekend and I could just, and that's just not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What I realized was that, like that you have to realize, like, you have to pat yourself on the back sometimes, because usually oftentimes, like, you make it, like, you don't give yourself, like,
enough credit.
Yeah, oftentimes, like, and like, especially if I think first year, like, I was like, people told me like, oh, congrats, like, you finished your first year. I was like, okay, like, it's whatever. But I realized that there was other freshmen who had a very hard time. Especially like going out of home, like, it's a very hard transition for them. And I realized that, like, yeah, I did that, you know, like, I went through that. Even though, like, it may not have been, like, it didn't feel as, like, that, like, tough on me. It was hard, like, you know, it was a hard transition. You know, and I think it's nice to know that, like, you know, I did that, and I'm excited for next year, you know?
It's really rewarding.
Also, realization, I just realized that, like, you can't please everybody. Not everybody's gonna like you, and it's, like, not your responsibility to make someone feel a certain way, and don't make yourself feel bad because of that. Yeah.
Like, that's what makes you special. Like, I remember at school, baby.
Oh, he wants to join in.
No, in school I was like, wow, like, I'm really different from other people, and people made me feel that way. Especially because a lot of the people in my school are like from New York or Boston or Connecticut, from Pennsylvania, and my personality is very, like, outgoing, and sometimes it would make me feel, like, bad. Do you remember when those girls, like, called me? Yeah. Sometimes people make you feel, like, bad for that, but you're like, wait, no, like, I'm so unique, so special, like, so iconic. Also, the fact that
period. So
there aren't a lot of Mexicans on the East Coast and in Minnesota.
Oh, there's some Mexicans, but not too many.
But not as much as there are here where we're from. It's like a little Mexico, so you're like, oh, like, being Mexican is like, it's the norm, like, it's not that special. But now I realize, like, how special and how, like,
I think also something that I also realized is that I lived in a bubble. Even when I went to Atherton, like, kind of a bubble.
When you went to where?
My high school,
Atherton.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a bubble, and, like, I often have, like, stereotypical, like, ideas about other people, or, like, biases that I didn't know that I have direct, like, impacted from my community, from the internet. It's just society has an impact on you, and oftentimes you, like, realize, like, oh, maybe it doesn't, but it does, especially when you're in a new environment and you realize, like, your reaction that you have something that, like, just, like, comes, like, out, like, naturally. That's when you realize, like, oh, wait, like, I didn't know, like, I thought that way, or, like, that I felt that way. Why is that? And it's like, you kind of have to, like, dig deep and be like, why do I feel that way, and, like, and how do, like, what do I want to feel? Because, like, I don't know, oftentimes, like, I'd, like, generalize, like, oh, Latinos as Mexicans, because it's only, like, oftentimes only Mexicans, but I'm like, no, there's other people.
That's so true.
Like, literally, whenever I talk to someone, I'm like, oh, you're Latino, oh, like, so you're Mexican. And it's like, wait, no. Literally, like, looked at me like, I'm not Mexican. I'm like, oops, I'm so sorry. Because, like, I feel bad because they tell me, like, people who, like, aren't Latina, like, any other, like, POC or whatever, always assume, like, oh, you're Mexican if you're Latina. And I'm like, oh, wait, I shouldn't be like that, you know, and I feel bad. But it's just like, you know.
That's what we're used to. Oh, yeah, I also realized that I feel like the best mindset to have, or to, like, get through college, is being grateful. You know, like, because you could think of it as, like, oh, like, I guess I'm just here away from home, and you can have that mindset and, like, let yourself
be a victim, whatever.
Like, girl, you can have, like very sad, like, music video mindset where you're like, I'm just so, like, no, girl, the best mindset to have is being grateful, because you should be grateful. Like, you're literally studying in a different part of the country, you're getting to just, like, focus on yourself. You're able to get an education. Like, not everyone can get that, and a really, really good education. especially if you are studying out of state, it might be because you got like some sort of scholarship or something. Like that's huge, huge, huge. And like Lenny was saying, we really want to avoid debt if we can, so you don't need to have that stress, you know.
Yeah, and if you do for yours, I mean, yeah, I do understand that it's not for everybody studying out of state. Like, you know, some people just like it's too much for them, like they can't adapt. Like it's like they like for like other people, they don't like being alone, like they really like being with people. They that gives them energy. And for us, I feel like, you know, we're able to like not be constantly surrounded with that. Like we're able to like come up with like our own energy, like live, like we don't need to be surrounded with people. But I do understand that there are some people who like need that it's just very different. And even if it's like virtually like talking to some of their parents over the phone, it doesn't give them the same like type of like energy that they need. So I do understand that. But if you know that you're not that, like you're that type of person who really needs that, then of course you're probably like studying like nearby from your parents' house.
Buddy, embarrassing.
Yeah, but
está video, mom. It's okay. She's like, it's okay, Judy.
Just like we don't want anybody to feel bad, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I think, but part of that is just like knowing it's difficult. Like pat yourself on the back. Like it is not easy, but I think there's something so rewarding about it not being easy, and it's temporary. Like you're
for 4 years.
For 4 years, and you're gaining so much. Like just such new experience.
Yeah, make the most of it. If you're just gonna be depressed those 4 years and not actually learn any skill, not actually get any new experience, there's no point. There's no point. Like that's like college is to learn and grow. It's to learn and grow. And if you're not doing that, then you're not getting the full like experience, and you're just wasting money.
Yeah. And then when we come back from college and we see people who stayed here, like obviously we have so much respect and love for them, but you're coming back like with gaining so much. And at the end of the day, we're coming back, you know, like we all end up at the same spot. Like if you want to eventually like come back home, and it's like, oh, like we're here, but also I look back at everything and that I've done, and like I've grown so much, and I've gotten all these experiences.
Yeah, because like when you get out of state, you're more oftentimes out of your comfort zone, and usually people will say when you're out of your comfort zone, you're growing. And here people are like, yeah, they're still growing and everything, but there's like there's
only so much growth you can do while you're in like where you grew up.
Yeah,
there's only so much growth you can do.
Like they have growth, but they don't experience certain experience that we do. From being
and
like
feelings, like the feeling of like knowing that you're by yourself, like for some time, the feeling of knowing like you like gotta get through it. It's just like you're molding your mind, and your mind is like going through, I'm like being like David Goggins, but like you're going through it. So like when you get out of that, it's just like, girl, you're gonna get some superpowers in your mind.
Yeah, and I mean, even when you're here, like yeah, you're by yourself, but like we mentioned before,
your family's here.
You're so like you can like drive.
Yeah, dude, it makes such a difference.
Or like
yes. Okay, also I just got such a big appreciation from where we're from. Like we are very blessed. Like we're from Silicon Valley, but even then, like in high school, like I would hear that word get thrown around sometimes, but I'm like, oh, like in the newspaper, like I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah,
not a big deal. Like Facebook headquarters is right there, Amazon's right there, Google's right there. I did not think much of it until like I went to school, and they're like, oh, where are you from? They're California. They're like, what? And then like I tell them kind of like they don't really know like the area, but like I'll say like San Francisco or something, and just knowing that like it's some people's dream to come here, I'm like, wow. Wow. So I got very grateful, and also just being so grateful for our family. Like it's just on a whole nother level now when we come back.
We've been really blessed. Oftentimes, like I feel like it's interesting though, because for me, with like I guess with my I knew college was expensive, and I knew that my parents assumed that I wouldn't have gotten scholarships, if I'm being completely honest, because academically like I wasn't as involved with my sisters, so they assumed like, oh, like you have to be to that level, or like, you know, there's certain things that like the people reviewing the scholarships are looking for. So when I got the scholarship, they were completely surprised, and they were like, you, Leilani? Like honestly, they were surprised.
I was surprised too.
Yeah, and
I think
honestly,
you were
me
surprised.
too. I was surprised. I was like, oh. But I was like, honestly, deep down, I always knew, like I just had a gut feeling that like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
everything's been alright, and it's mostly just because maybe like God too, but I feel like like our parents have always just like helped us, and I knew like the worst comes to worst, like yeah, maybe I don't have to go to community college, so I would do the 2 years for free. Then like there's always a backup plan.
Free, but yeah.
You get 2 years community college
for free.
Yeah.
No, you gotta pay something.
For real?
But I think now they made like in Cañada, I saw it's for free.
Well, yeah, it's like for free. Like, you know, I'll go to community college.
Yeah, you make it work.
Then yeah, it's like you know, there's always another option. It just depends on like what you're like, how much grit or like your determination. Like, what are you willing to do? And honestly, support system is always like without my family, I would not have done what I've done.
Yeah. But you gotta answer my TikToks.
My TikToks.
When I send you TikToks, you like don't see them.
Oh yeah.
Salud.
Well, sorry. Well, why not have no Wi-Fi? So what you expect?
Okay, but at school you do have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you know. Sorry.
Hey, your messages be so dry.
What did I say?
Like, girl, no, but sometimes like, but that's just how you are sometimes.
Yeah, you know me. My moods are like.
I know, but I be like hyping you up. And then
I hype you up sometimes too. I'm like, girl, period. Like, don't I?
I don't know.
Girl, I swear. Let's like view history.
We'll look at the history. Because in college, like, your family,
I have FaceTime too.
Yeah, FaceTime is different. But like throughout the day, you know, like it just, but it's okay because you're practicing your typing skills.
Yeah, true, honestly. Period.
But yeah, you'll realize in college, like, and I guess that's something I realized, it's like your relationship with your family matters so much. It matters so
your family's friends, whoever you usually rely on back home.
Yeah. Also, the friends I had from high school, like, we were hyping each other up because they're going through it too. Even the ones that stay in California, they're going through it, like hyping each other up. We're our cheerleaders.
Yeah, especially for like our generation with social media, constantly comparing to each other, constantly comparing. Especially like where we live in, it's just like so fast paced, and oftentimes like there's kids who like are doing really good academically, you know, just like for several different reasons. So it's like, oh, why am I not at that level? But it's because like XYZ, maybe like the resources they have are different, or maybe just like, you know, they're more talented in a certain subject, or you don't see what's behind the scenes too. You don't know how much effort they're putting in. So that's what you have to take into account.
That is why when I went to college, I muted or I unfollowed a lot of people that I didn't want to compare myself to, or I was like, why am I even like having that be like in my day? So if you ever feel like any of their content or anything makes you like ruffle your feathers, immediately just no thanks. And that's totally okay if you have to do that. Even if it was people like at school, I would do it like easily because I didn't have like a connection with them, like, and in college you're like, oh, like let me follow this person to see who they are. But if you're just not feeling it, just unfollow, just like that. Or even from back home. But for me, it was really helpful for me to see what people were doing back home and just like stay up to date with them, because it just like made me happy. Like seeing, I would tune into my church's like lives, like preachings every Sunday. Like, just you'll figure out what makes you happy and what you need. Yes. Okay, also just knowing that college is like the perfect place to grow, to focus on yourselves, like especially when you're out of state.
It's like preparing you for the real world
if you let it. Because you can either go into the fantasy fake world of like parties and that life, which is not the real world at all, or the world where you
I mean, that's like I feel like it can kind of be like the real world party. It's like, that's like when you're still
when you're hella young.
Yeah.
You hit 30, girl, you're putting your kids to sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you could
say it. What are you gonna say?
No, I'm just gonna say, like, you can decide what you want for yourself. Like, if you're preparing yourself for like your like party phase, or long term. Like long term, I know that, like, I'm thinking long term, like literally I'm thinking of like when I want to be a mom.
Like self-soothing stuff. Like, remember how we were talking?
Self-care for, yes. But yeah, I'm just like preparing myself for a very long term, like when I have my career and everything, and like I know that I want to like have a very strong relationship with God. I know that I want to be fit, and I'm thinking like when I'm 80, my goals, like your 20s are the years for you to developing those habits. Like I want to be super close with my family and everything. That's when like my first year I would FaceTime my parents like every single day. Yeah. So just,
yeah, I mean, for me to like, I guess like in terms of like partying, do it responsibly. I'm not like how we say, like, we're not hating on everybody. Right. Our personal decision is we don't like partying, but if you do decide, just, you know, don't indulge in it like an immense amount where it affects your studies, your health. Just do, you know, where like responsible, and make sure you have a good friend group when you're going to parties, and you know, like all the typical stuff you can see online, like, you know,
and I'm sure you'll hear it in your orientation.
Yeah, they'll help you. But and just, you know, because it does, like in real life, of course you're gonna go to parties, you go like hang out, but you do have to, like, you also have to go to your work life and like That's what you have to find a balance. You just have to find a balance. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And ask yourself like why you're doing it. Like if you're doing it because it's something you really enjoy, you're doing it to like fit in or make friends, and in the long run, like, are those friends that you really want? If in order to be friends you have to do stuff that you're not actually excited about. So yeah, just if you're gonna do it, please do it very safely, but I would highly recommend not doing it. Respect, but we're not trying to judge, but yeah,
Or dictate your life.
yeah, take care of yourself if you decide to do it. My relationship with God grew exponentially when I went to school, because like growing up, we just knew Sundays we go to church, and
It was routine.
it was part of my routine. And in school I was like, wait, like I don't have what, Sunday hits and like we don't have to wake up at like 9, what? And then I was like, wait, like I want to go to church service. Like that was crazy for me.
Yeah.
The first time I was like Facebook, and then I searched for a church and I'm like, wow, Tiffany, okay, I see you, girl.
Having yourself up.
Yeah, and then ever since then, like it was just so natural. Like also, yes, I would talk to my parents on a regular basis, but the fact that
On a regular.
yeah, because Lonnie was still a senior in high school when so she would like hear
That's all I
it.
gotta say.
Dang, girl.
I mean, good for you. Yeah, you can.
Okay, thanks. But it really helps just like being able to
I'll
speak.
get my mango. You keep talking.
Okay, it was really helpful just being able to speak to God throughout the day, you know. Like my parents, like it was mostly like at nighttime, like when we had time, but with God it was like every single day, and I could just walk with God right by my side with reassurance, knowing that he was there with me. So, and I had so much confidence. Like it's crazy, but I really did. I think also just knowing that you're not from there kind of makes you feel like I don't really care what people think about me.
Damn, se
Chungas. Buddy?
Ooh.
No way. Where is he? That's why he hid. Like a skunk.
Literally so bad.
So real the house. Okay, now that we went through that and Buddy stinked it up, we are now going to talk about our advice to incoming freshmen or anyone who is going, it literally stinks in here, but anyone who is going to school out of state or is deciding if they want to. Okay, me too? Okay, I'll go.
Yeah,
Mine is be ready to grow and mature quickly. Like literally the moment that you're like, your parents leave and you're like, you know, I just knew I had to boss up.
Yeah.
I had to boss up, because if I didn't, no one was gonna do it for me. If I didn't wash my clothes, no one was gonna do it for me. If I didn't do that hike to get food or dinner, no one was gonna do it for me. Quite literally, like the first, bro, it was so bad. The first like semester of my freshman year, I went to the dining hall probably like 15 times. It was so bad.
Yeah, I ate like more later in the year. I started eating more like every single day.
Yes.
But
in the beginning you're
I was
like
I was too lazy.
Right. And it's also like intimidating, because I didn't go for orientation. Like literally I went like a day before school started or something. So I didn't know how to use my meal swipes and all this stuff. So yeah, just be ready to grow. But I know that right now it can sound like really intimidating, but all this is for the good. And I can say that. I feel like it's challenging, but especially like when we're like completely done with college, we're gonna be like, wow, like we did that.
And it's honestly, that's why I feel like if your first year you find a good group of friends, they're gonna really help you. Because for us, like since we didn't like find that good group of friends, it was probably more harder for others who did. Because of course you can just go with them, or if you want like surface level friends, like of course you can always just
there'll always be people.
I always see people in the group, so I'm like,
even for me in the beginning, like people would ask me to go eat, but I was like, nah, fine, bro. Like nothing's. I'd say before you go to college, like reflect on who you are and who you want to be, like in terms of faith, health, relationships. I made a list. Academics, community involvement, finances. Like, are you gonna be blowing your money? Because you can. Like people are like, yo, let's go get food, like let's go do this,
get some what's called order food
for a real Grubhub.
Really, I would look at the door, there'd be like pizza and like some groceries. I'm like,
yes, you would get Domino's, especially on the weekends. Yeah, like crazy. So yeah, just ask yourself that and make sure that it aligns with what you end up doing in college.
Because they also like those habits after college, they do affect you. So you don't grow bad habits during college. Come on, we're trying to break them.
For real, we're trying to make new ones, better ones to help us grow. Then I would say pour into yourself, love yourself, and become your best friend. Because I know my freshman year, I literally like was my best friend. I was my bestie.
Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, oftentimes you're just gonna be by yourself.
Yeah. And like now I think I'm too okay with being by myself now. Like I love just like, I need time to just rest now and like reflect and collect my thoughts, and my family like knows that now.
Yeah, we know that.
Like it's so important to me, because in order for me to pour into others, like I need to pour into myself first. Like we said in the beginning, like college is going to be challenging no matter what, no matter where you go, so make the most of it while you're going where you're going. And distance shouldn't prevent you from like whatever you want to do. I think Buddy's back there. It's a one in a lifetime experience. Try not to freak out, try to be grateful, embrace it, be patient with the friendships you made. They will come, focus on yourself. Because I really do not think, and I saw it play out a lot of the time, especially like the first week, like, and I was saying, oh, I love you, like all these fast friendships were forming, and I was like, whoa, like these people are getting close really fast. By the second semester, it might end up working out for the rest, but a lot of the times, like people are just like really hungry to make those friendships, and it takes a lot of energy. There's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that happens, like fulanita está hablando, whatever. So you are really honestly saving yourself a lot of like energy spending, drama. Like girl, you are honestly doing yourself a favor. So yeah, be patient with the friendships, and hopefully they will soon come. You just gotta trust God. Okay. Something that Lenani said, I think like literally the other day, that really helped me is like, you're doing the same thing just in a different spot. Like you're eating, you're sleeping, you're studying, it's just somewhere new. Like you're not completely changing as a like you can still talk to your parents, like you're gonna come back for a break. Like girl, relax, it's temporary. Like because I feel like sometimes you feel like your world is completely like just everything. You just have to realize that you yourself are like the same. You're your temple. Like, and like something the Bible mentions, like you know, like you're your house, like you bring reality to where like whatever place you are. So like when you go to a different area, just don't think so externally. Externally, sorry, think more internally. Like you know, it's the same. And probably instead of when you go to a new area you feel uncomfortable, be like, no, I'm still the same person, still the same thing. And that's why it's so important to like build your confidence. And, like, you know, it'll help you like a ton. That's why it helps to be so sure of who you are before, because you don't know what's going on externally, you don't know your environment, but at least you know yourself, and you should have your assurance in that. Imagine if you don't, like, oh my gosh, I know where I'm from, and then you don't even know like who you are. And yeah, like we're in college, we're not gonna know who we are completely, but at least start like asking yourself, or at least like, who do I want to be? At least to have some sort of guidance, you know, some reassurance. But yeah, that's very good. So yeah, we hope that this advice and us sharing our experience was helpful. We have a lot more. I feel like if we wanted to, we could literally speak about this for hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, there's a lot to say. So let us know if you guys want to hear anything else. Oh no, we can talk about other stuff too. Like but I'm leaving in Africa. Leaving to Africa. But yeah, we could talk about other stuff too. But yeah. Do you want to show them your nails? Are you done with them?
Yeah, can I see them?
What? Wait, let me actually see it. Oh wait, okay. Yes, you can't see it. Yeah, they look like Valentine's nails.
You said they look like Barbie nails.
Well, Valentine's Barbie is like very similar, right?
Like this?
Girl, those are so cute.
Thank you. Please be nice, don't not judge. I'm a beginner.
It's like I'm a beginner at this. Yes. Okay, we are going to go to sleep now, but thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Bye.